Free the animals. Henry Lopez took his son Mario to the zoo. Mario loved animals. Henry thought the zoo would make his son happy. Instead, Mario was very angry. "What's wrong?" asked Henry. "All the animals look so sad," said Mario. "They want to be free, not stuck in cages." Henry was surprised. He looked at the tiger in the cage. Mario was right. Henry had never noticed how sad all the animals looked. By the time Henry looked down at his son, Mario was gone. Suddenly, Henry heard a lot of people yelling. Mario then came running proudly. "Don't worry, Dad," he said. "I opened the sad lion's door." Knitting in the summer. Mrs. Adams took a knitting class. She did not expect it to be very fun, but she ended up loving it. She began knitting all day and night. First, she practiced making blankets. Then, she learned to knit hats and mittens. She even tried making socks and pants. Within 1 month, she had given all her grandchildren dozens of knitted pieces. She expected the kid to wear them at all times. It was the middle of summer. The children wanted to be in tank tops and shorts, not scarves and sweaters. They told their grandmother to stop. The baby blanket. Betty Scott got big news. Her only son was going to have a baby. "I'm finally going to be a grandma," she thought. Betty was very excited. She couldn't wait for the baby to arrive. "I need to get the baby something special," Betty said. She decided to make a blanket. She would knit it herself. Betty was an elderly woman. Her hands weren't as strong as they used to be. They shook a lot and hurt often. Knitting was much harder than she remembered it. Still, Betty kept working on the blanket. Anything for the baby, she thought. Betty struggled with the blanket for many months. She finished it right before the baby was born. It was the best present the baby ever got. Littering. Laura cared a lot about the environment. She worried about the future of the planet. She made sure to recycle everything she could. She even rode her bike everywhere she went. Laura wanted to do whatever she could to prevent pollution or global warming. One day, Laura was riding her bike home. A truck in front of her threw a bag of trash out their window. This made Laura furious. She picked up the bag and followed the truck. When it finally parked, she threw the bag into the window. The driver of the truck turned out to be a cop. He charged her on 2 counts. One was for assault on an officer. The other was for littering. Too old for children. Mrs. Jones was a kindergarten teacher. She was not happy with her life. She used to love children, but now she couldn't stand them. Mrs. Jones thought they were too loud. "All they can do is shout or cry," she complained. "I'm too old for this now." It was time to retire. Mrs. Jones bought a house by a lake. She was going to live the quiet life she wanted. But Mrs. Jones still wasn't happy. Her new house was too quiet. She missed the children. Mrs. Jones decided to buy a rope. She hung it on a tree by the lake. Every weekend, the children went to her house. They swung into the lake. She always joined them.